Hello and good evening. Welcome to Fancy Football and Red London Row. And I am here with my big pal and my friend Paul. Once again, we will be talking about the Premier League preview week three. A lot of things have happened before, and more will still happen going as we go further into the league. Thanks for being part of the show. And this is our prediction show. Let's talk football now. Paul, good evening once more. How are you?
Good evening, I'm Amofe. I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm good, Paul. I'm really good today, and it's nice being here, and it's nice to talk football. So let's go into the nitty gritty of week three prediction. Let's start with Arsenal away to Liverpool this week. We all saw what Liverpool did on Monday night against Newcastle. Rio Ngomono came in and scored a late goal for Liverpool against Newcastle, but we didn't expect Liverpool to collapse in the second half of that match, which they did against 10 men Newcastle. So, what lessons will Arsenal learn from that game?
Uh, it's an interesting match because if you watch Liverpool, their last three games now from the Community Shield, they scored two and somehow
They've been shipping in
they,
goals.
they considered two
Yeah,
in their last three matches now. So I would say the match is going to be an interesting one for me because sometimes you might be playing with all this lower team and you tend to fumble.
yeah.
But if you're playing with the big boys, everyone will sit up tight. So I'll not use their mistake or their mistake in the past three match to judge them. Football is not analyzed that way. So it's going to be an interesting match for me.
Okay. Going into that game, if you look at the the form of both teams, identical, two wins in two. Let's just say two wins in two. Look at Liverpool. Look at Arsenal. Arsenal been blighted by injuries again, but thank God they've made some signings that could fill in those gaps. The like of Eberechi Ochi, which
Very
Eze,
cheesy.
Eberechi Eze, which I think will start tomorrow's. You should start tomorrow's match without no doubt, and also the likes of who else again they signed for the forward
Nani Madueke.
Oli Madueke, and a lot of players, exciting players that they have in their kitchen now. So how do you think Arsenal should go into this match, knowing that the Liverpool defense, even without Saka, Bukayo Saka, knowing that the Liverpool defense has that crack in it?
For me, you see, this is one thing. It is good when you have good squad depth because last season when Saka was injured, going into this game without Saka, you'll be worried as an Arsenal fan. But
Absolutely.
for
Absolutely.
this season, we are without Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka, possibly Martin Odegaard as well.
Yeah.
But I'm not feeling it because of the squad depth we have. If you check their signing this season, they sign for this reason. Take for instance that the signing we made, we didn't sign these players.
Yeah.
By this time, all Arsenal fans would have been crying.
Exactly.
So for me, my take on this match is that one thing I'm worried about is I know definitely Liverpool, they are one of the contenders in the Premier
Yeah.
League. So
That's a defending champion. So
so and playing at Anfield again is something else.
yeah.
I think for 14 years now, Arsenal have not won on that ground. So and if you check their last five matches, they've drawn four, Arsenal winning one from that five. Playing at Anfield is something entirely. It's something
You have,
different because
you have to
that
hit it.
that ground
There
is
are only few teams that could go to Anfield and even pick it 1
it
point
is easier. It is easier for a smaller club to go there and win.
to
But
win. Yeah.
the top six, for you to go there and grab a win, you know you have to fight. So I
You have
believe Arsenal they are up for the fight. So they are equal to the task. It's not going to be an easy match for me. So the squad depth that we have now is the reason why we all are still okay, despite the fact that Saka is not playing.
Let's go into the nitty-gritty of predictions. What's your prediction in that match?
I wish I could avoid this part.
You can't avoid it. Football.
Because
Football, we love football.
you see, one thing I'm afraid of. You see that Liverpool team. One thing I'm afraid of now is that Ekitike.
Yeah.
That guy is not like Erling Haaland. If Arsenal is playing against Erling Haaland, I'm not saying he has not scored against Arsenal or he's not going to score, but you know when you're playing with a striker that you know that this one, his main goal is to score.
Yeah.
You know how to mark that kind of a striker. But that Ekitike, I'm using that the eye of what's his name? Isaac. You can't see them. You don't know where you see them in the midfield. Before you know, you see them at front. So they don't stay one place.
Yeah.
So that guy is my only worry now.
So give me
for
the
me,
prediction.
my prediction, I'll go for a narrow win in favor of Arsenal.
Okay.
That will be 2-1.
That will be 2-1. So I'll go for a 1-1 draw from both sides this weekend. And let's move straight to London. Let's go to London, and our first stop will be Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge against Fulham.
Wow.
A North London derby between these two. I look at these two teams. Chelsea, first match they drew, second match they won, even without Kopama in the second match. And Liverpool and Fulham, sorry, they drawn both of their matches. All of them late goals against Brighton and against United. Two teams I think they shouldn't have beaten. They shouldn't have picked a point, but they did at the end of the day. Going to this match without Kopama, I just think that Enzo Maresca has proved that he can play with that. There's no important player in his squad. He can bring in any style, any shape of any player and fill in those gaps. Thank God now he has Joao Pedro, who is banging in goals left, right, center. He has other players that can really come in and change the change games. So what's your take about this match? And just give me your prediction as well immediately.
For me, it's going to be an interesting one because it's a derby. It's a derby match. So, but Fulham is one. If I'm looking at Fulham, their team, they are like a new was Crystal Palace.
Yeah,
they're a very stubborn side on a good day. So, and you said something about Kopama that is it injured or they just put him in the bench?
I don't know. He's sitting. They said he's sitting
Because from the news I saw today, they said he's injured. He has an injury.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So going into that match is going to be a tight one for me. It's early kickoff tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll go for 2-2 draw.
Okay, 2-2 draw between these two sides.
Yeah.
Okay, Chelsea 2-1. I just think Chelsea will edge it out by 2-1 victory. The reason because they have enough firing power against the silver side, so they will edge it out by 2-1 victory. So let's move on to Old Trafford. United, 1 loss, 1 win. And during the midweek, I'm a United fan, so for those it was shameful and shameless to see United being dumped out by what was the name of that one?
Green beans.
I don't understand what's going on with these players. What's going on with the manager and understand what is really going on with this team. For me, I'll just say all United players shut up, sit down and play the game. It's the game of football. See, it is easier than said than done that the manager will select 11 players to play for him. After all the details, these are great. In short, if you look at the United team, these are grade A players. You will not say that most of them are international players that have played football for the international team. They are not just players that were picked from left, right, center. I would just say shut up, play the game, or shut up and dribble, and that's it. Especially with the captain Bruno Fernandes. Last week was so shameful for him. He had an opportunity to win the match, to keep United 2 goals up. At the end of the day, because of a referee shoved you, that's disgraceful. But for me, I think the football needs to be played. The only place I think United have not really strengthened in that midfield is the midfield area, and they have to buy before the next 3 days. Whether they will buy, whether they will not buy. I think for the goalkeeper area, I think they are bringing in somebody else that will stand tall, a very young keeper that I think I've watched some of his clips, and he deals with area balls very well, and he doesn't rattle in the goalpost. Paul, what's your take before we move on quickly?
I for Man U, I really don't know what to say, but in as much as people are blaming Amory, at least is either the player they are playing against him, because I don't know how to put it. With the squad Man you use against Gravesy, I
They
see
should
no without a coach, that
those players
squad
should be able to win that
should beat Gravesy
easily.
hands down.
I
So I
don't
don't know
understand.
if the players are playing against him or they want him out. So I don't know what's going on. But for me, going into this match against Burnley, Burnley is another stubborn side. If Mayu are going to play what they play against Graves in the midweek, I don't see them coming out of this match. But still, I'll still go for Mayu win, for them to win 2-0.
Okay, for me, I'll go for a training United win. I think it's going to be a different match entirely because they're playing again in Old Trafford and there will be a lot of pressure for them to perform well. Let's go into our second game of the of this fixture of this week 3 will be Sunderland Brentford. So, Paul, what's your take with regards to Sunderland versus Brentford? What do you think?
Sunderland, they won their first match, lost their second match, right?
Yes.
So Brentford, they drew their first match. For me, Sunderland is at home, right? I'll still
Yeah.
go for
So
Sunderland win. Sunderland to win 2-1.
Sunderland win. Okay. I just think I'm going for a Sunderland win. I think Sunderland they have all that it takes to win at home against sides that are similar to them. That's how I see it in this match week 3 fixtures. They have all it takes to win to just win at home. But if you look at for Brentford, like I said, they won last week against Aston Villa narrowly. I think they can still do more. They can still do more. They have Henderson, the former Liverpool captain, in their team. They still have Wisa in their team, and also they have other players that can really do some damage. But I think Sunderland at home will be so too much for them in all ramifications. So I'll go for a Sunderland 2-0 win at home. So quickly, for those watching us live, please kindly subscribe, like this video. Please, subscription is free if you are for joining us for the first time. Like this video, hit the notification bell, hit the like button as well, and also make your comments. Who do you think will win? Man United, Burnley, Liverpool, Arsenal. Send us your predictions as well. I think it will help us rule it out as well on the show. Let's move on to the next match that we'll be looking at. We will go into the match between Tottenham Hotspur and Bournemouth. Tottenham, I think they learned their lesson last week, and this week they corrected that mistake, and they've landed Javi Simon, the former Barcelona's youngster, former PSG
PSV
PSV player, and also
and Leipzig.
Leipzig as well. I think it's a good one for them. I think for them, they were thinking that they were going to sign Eze. If you look at Eze, if you look at Javi Simon, they are two different players, but they can always cause damage in the midfield. Javi Simon can take the ball and run to the midfield. Eze is a little bit crafty, left, right, center. I think either of those players that that if they sign any, I think it will be the final jigsaw for them. But it will be the final jigsaw for them to finish in the top 5, or in the top 5. That's left to see. But for me, I think they've made a wonderful signing and they can compete for the league. Paul, what's your take?
The acquisition of Xavi Simon is a big step up
Yeah.
for Tottenham, because that guy is good. When I mean he's good, the guy is good. So for Tottenham, I don't know what Thomas Frank gave those players, but the way they are playing, if they continue this way, they are going to surely be in the top four
Yeah, absolutely.
away because the way they are playing is as if from their back to attackers, everybody is as if they are hungry for the ball.
Absolutely hungry.
So with the
Yeah.
way they are playing, so I don't see Bournemouth. No. They are going to be too strong for Bournemouth to handle. So it's a 3-0 win in favor of Tottenham.
Yeah, I think in this fixture last season, Bournemouth went to White Hart Lane and won, but I don't see them repeating that feat. So I'll go for a 2-1 victory for Spurs. I think Bournemouth are still strong, but not as strong as last season because they lost a
So
lot of.
many players.
Yeah. So let's move on. Okay, for me, I made my own prediction as well, 2-1 victory. So let's go to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolf still without a victory this season. They've not won any match. But they were playing coming up against Everton, who played their last match in the brand new stadium. That's the Hill Dog Stadium in Everton. The brand new stadium, they won by 2-0. Paul, with the acquisition of uh,
Grealish.
Grealish by Everton
Everton.
this season, and you saw the way he played. One match, two assists in that match, and he played brilliantly. He's playing freely without pressure again. Just as when you watch him in the past 4 years at Man City, there was a lot of pressure. He was trying to beat the price tag that the club bought him for. But now he's going into a club that there's no pressure on him. He's playing beautiful football, just as we saw him play in Aston Villa those days. Do you think it's a step up for Everton that Everton can now hit their chest and say they will not be fighting for relegation battle this season?
Definitely. If even without the acquisition of Grealish, I don't think Everton will be in that position where they are fighting for relegation. So acquiring Grealish is a plus to them because
Yeah,
it's a big plus to them. I won't lie to you. They said something about playing freely because sometimes if you are bought in a high fee, you want to impress whenever
exactly.
you are being called upon. So and that mounts a lot of pressure. That's one of the reasons most players even failed. If you see the likes of Anthony in Man U, I think this is one of the things that affected him as well because the price tag sometimes make the players they want to impress, they want to show. So these things also bring them down. So Greenish now playing freely, I think playing in Everton now, I don't see Everton in that relegation zone at all. I don't see them in that zone. But for my prediction, I think Wolves are playing at home, right?
Yeah.
I'll go for narrow win. Everton to win 2-1.
Okay, against Wolf to win 2-1
Yeah.
against Wolf. I think for Wolf, I think for me they'll be fighting relegation this season. But seeing the way they have been playing, seeing the way. That's my opinion, Chab. I think maybe along the way some things might change. Maybe they might put up like 6 victories or six unbeaten in a row, and some things might. But the way they are playing now, I have my doubts against.
Since match unbeaten in a row, it's not. I don't think it's possible.
Some smaller teams do it around them. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, let's go.
Your
Let's go.
prediction, please.
Okay, my prediction for that match will be a 2-0 victory for Everton, and that's
Oh, all right.
just because of the Grealish factor as well. So let's go to the last match for the Saturday's
Saturday.
fixture, which is Leeds versus Newcastle. Newcastle have also learned the way Tottenham Hotspur learned. They've gone in, they bought a striker. They are still having this up and down
Isaac.
Isaac. I just think for Isaac, the relationship is broken, and Isaac has to be moved on, has to be shifted on to Liverpool or wherever they want him to be. But looking at this match and the way Newcastle played last week, they'll be playing without Gordon as well, who was red carded, a foolish red card, I will call it. Absolutely foolish red card again. Let me say it again. This is what I think with regards to this match. I think Newcastle will go with full confidence to try to see the way to beat Leeds. Leeds also at home is not a very easy match. Anybody that has played Leeds at home, Man City, Man United, even Arsenal as well. Remember when they came up, Arsenal find it so difficult to beat them 2-1 at what's the name of that stadium? Is it Ellen Road? Yes, at Ellen Road, Leeds. So they find it so difficult to beat them 2-1 at Ellen Road. So I think also Newcastle should watch it because these guys are always motivated to play at home. So what's your take? I think Newcastle will go with a 2-1 victory. Let me just leave it something like that. How about you?
Mm, I know Leeds are a very stubborn side when they are playing at home, but still, I still see Newcastle edging them in the match because Newcastle they have this presence. They look like team that bullies
Yes, with the likes of Jolie.
smaller clubs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they have that strength, that physicality. So I still see Newcastle to win 2-1.
Okay, okay. Newcastle to win 2-1. Let's go. Let's go into the next. Let's look at the Sunday match. For the Sunday match, let's look at Brighton and Albion versus Manchester City. This is always a brilliant fixture for both teams. Brighton versus Manchester City. I think Brighton won the last year's fixture. I don't even know how much it ended last year, but between these two sides, Man City are still struggling. Now. Look at the way they were dismantled by Tottenham Hotspur last weekend. Paul, I overheard you talking about this match yesterday with somebody. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? With somebody that was one of our mutual friends, and when you were talking about it, I laughed, and this is why I laughed. And maybe for those of you listening to me, this is why I laughed. You see, the players currently City have, they are not established. See, sorry to say it, they have not signed established players. They have lost established players, the likes of De Bruyne and others, but they have not replaced them with established players. And these days, it's so hard to go into the market and replace an established players that have played for the club for a long time with another established player, maybe 26, 22. And that's why when somebody was asking, how come the City signed Cherky for 30 million pounds? I said, he's not a finished article. Tijani Reinders is not a finished article. It's not Kevin De Bruyne. Who else again that's in that team? The likes of the guy that played the right hand side. He's still, for me, yes, he's still he's just coming from. Okay, he was supposed to play last season. He went out because of an injury. He's still not an established player. I think Pep Guardiola still have the likes of what's his name, the Portuguese in his team. He should start to those experienced players ahead of these young players, so that these guys should learn to play in the Pep Guardiola way, in the City way. And for me, and that is why they were. And for the way they play, they played from the back last week. If they do it this week against a Brighton side that you know that they are always up for it, anytime, any day, any given time, I think Brighton will still punish them. So City should be very, very worried and be aware. Their midfield should be the likes of Gonzalo. They should be up and doing left, right, center. The way the ball is being passed to them from the goalkeeper to the midfielders should be different from what they did last week. And if they do everything right, they might get maybe a 1-1 draw at Brighton. That's my take.
Who's at home?
It's Brighton that's at home.
For me, I know City, like you rightly said, their players are still coming up.
Yeah.
They are not well established players, but they are good players.
They are good players, yeah.
So, but one thing I understand about City is that based on what the point you point out, you still need to be well organized for you to beat them.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
if you are not, you can't.
Yeah.
These players, they have the skills, they have what it takes. They just lack maybe some experience.
Yeah.
I'll say they lack experience. I'm talking about the Chidani Winders, not like they are not yet. They are not at their peak.
They are not at their peak yet. They are still learning.
But for you to still beat them, you need to be organized.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because if you see all these smaller teams, maybe that the way they beat Wolves, Sutherland, You don't expect Sunderland, no matter how Sunderland play, you don't expect them
No,
to
no,
go
you
and
don't
beat
expect.
City.
Don't expect
So
you
if
need
you see team like
teams,
Crystal Palace, the teams that City will
Brighton,
struggle
Crystal
against,
Palace, we give
Crystal
them a
Palace, Brighton, team like Fulham.
yeah.
So all these teams, they will give them problem because they know what they are doing.
I
But
agree
for
with
Brighton, they don't have that firepower like they did last season.
you. Yeah, with the likes of
So,
Joao Pedro and
yeah, they don't have that firepower. But still, I think Man City will beat them. I'll go for a 2-1 win in favor of Man City.
okay, 2-1 win in favor of Man City. So let's go to the next match between Nottingham Forest, who are still holding their own, and West Ham. West Ham are without a win in two of their matches. They've lost the first one, lost the second one. Nottingham Forest, one win, one draw. They drew against their European arch rivals, Crystal Palace, last week. It was a feisty match for those of us that watched that match. And we know why that match was it's just like the Liverpool Newcastle, because Newcastle on Monday had a very legitimate issue
Reason.
yes, sorry, to be aggressive in that match, especially for the half. So Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, West Ham. I think Nottingham Forest will be too powerful. It's a no-brainer to say West Ham will come up with something. Nottingham Forest at home will be so powerful for West Ham. So I'll go for a Nottingham Forest 3-0 win against West Ham.
I concur with you because West Ham, they are one of the teams that will be fighting for it. They will be there. Because I don't know what they are doing. I sincerely don't know what they are doing because Wolf can beat West Ham. Well, they can stand Nottingham Forest. So I concur with you. I'll go with that same scoreline, 3-0 in favor of Nottingham Forest.
Okay, guys, let's move on to the last match of the week, which will be played on Monday night against Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. Aston Villa, 1 win, 1 loss. What is wrong with Villa? What is wrong with Unai Emery? And they are coming up against a strong Crystal Palace. Even without Easy, Crystal Palace are still strong, to be frank. They are still strong. And the only reason why they are strong is their organization. Maybe they will lack that craftiness of Easy. But the only reason why I think they are strong is that they are very organized. You have the likes of Philip Mateta. You have the likes of who else up front there. Those guys can see cost damage for you. And I think they will give Aston Villa a run for their money this weekend. It's a 0-0 draw should be my prediction for that match.
Well, for me, they are. How will I put it now? I think the two clubs they are of equal level. So Crystal Palace is one stubborn team. Yeah. They are very, very stubborn. Especially so I'll go with 1-1 draw.
Okay, 1-1 draw. Okay, it's still hard. It's still early days still in the league, but for you to win the league, for you to know where you finish, you should have to gather points left, right, center, and so that's what the big boys are doing, and that's what other teams are doing around. So let's see what's going to happen at the end of match day 3. I think after this weekend will be an international break. We'll come back. From the bridge. It will not be a boring weekend. We'll still be here to talk about some other things related to football. Yeah, and Paul, maybe on a Friday night, hopefully, or the Saturday night, to talk about every other thing we want to talk about. But this is football, and we all love the game. Final take, Paul.
Like I said, we'll be here. No international break, especially when it comes to Premiership. International break is as if I don't like international break, to be sincere, because so many players will go for that break and they'll come back with injury.
Exactly.
And sometimes, even if they don't come back with injury, it's as if when you left your club, go to your countryside, coming back to your club is as the adaptation is gone. So everybody will be struggling again. But what can we do? We have no choice, so there must be international break, and they must represent their country.
Most of us, we started watching international football before we even started watching the Premiership. So.
Sure. So guys, keep on liking our videos, hitting the notification bell. Help us grow. We are here to serve you guys better.
Absolutely. So want to see your comments. I think we'll have to read some comments from next week. Just send in your comment with regards to the Premier League and the club you think will win the Premier League at the end of the day. We'll see you next 2 weeks in the fortnight with a brand new edition of Premier League Prediction Week 4. Thank you.